My guest today has been gearing up for his next release, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, on October 7th, with a plethora of singles, with the latest one being Bet on Me. Joining me this week to talk about his upcoming project is AlbySound. Thank you for joining me, Alby.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. What about yourself?
Not too bad. Just another Saturday. Got some work done. I know
Feel
you.
it?
I'm sure you're doing the same.
Yeah, I feel it.
So, we're here to talk about your project. But before we get into the upcoming album itself, let's give the listeners and viewers a little bit of, I guess, a background or a history about you. So, how did you get into music, and how did you decide to want to become a rapper? Because I know on one of your more recent IGTVs, you alluded to your dad being a DJ and your brother, I guess, catching you trying to rap. So, how much of an impact did all that have in it?
I mean, it's a major impact because, like, since I was the little brother tends to go through the bigger brother's things when the big brother's not around, right? And during that time in my childhood, we had the cassette tapes,
Mm-hmm.
and I found a cassette of him rapping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my brother was rapping, and it was actually pretty good. He never did anything with it, and I was like kind of disappointed that he didn't do nothing with it because it was dope.
Yeah.
So and then I was like, okay, if he could do that, I think I could rap too.
How much older is your brother than you?
My brother is about 9 years older than me.
Okay. And
Yeah,
so this was probably when like when you were young, like way younger, so
yeah.
there's still a decent amount of a gap, I guess. Do you remember what like was he just doing like an acapella, or did he have a beat
Uh,
behind it?
um, so he had a homeboy.
Hmm.
He had a homeboy that had his own little equipment in his spot, and didn't live too far from us. So we was living in Rodeo, so he didn't live too far from us, and he had a beat machine. I don't remember what kind of beat machine it was, but
Hmm.
they had them on the floppies,
Oh, okay.
and my brother was actually making beats with him, and he had a little microphone, and I come off like an introvert, and I was shy, too shy to rap on the mic back then. So he was like, "Oh, Albert, rap, rap, rap." They were like, "Oh no, I don't want to do it." It's like, "Come on, Albert, you know you want to do it." And it's like, I didn't want to rap at that moment, in that point in time on the mic when the mic was right there. It may be different now than it is back then, but pretty much it was about all of the surroundings. My brother had a bunch of homies that were trying to make music, and a couple of them, they weren't the same age as him, but they were rapping, and then they're also from the same town. Some dude calls himself Rich Lawson,
Hmm.
and he's from the same town as me, and he's puts a lot of songs, freestyles, and stuff on SoundCloud. But back then, when I was going through middle school to high school, it was Rich Lawson, Circus TK, a dude named Taz, all those people from my town, and Mike Dashy.
Hmm.
Those were all guys that were just like putting things out for mixtapes, different songs here and there.
Right. So like they were kind of what you were listening to mostly back then, or
Yeah,
I mean, well, because locals, of course, but
yeah,
uh,
locals. Yeah, I was listening to mostly them, and when the HBK gang came out, I started listening to them.
mhm.
Ironically, I did my first music video, and I wasn't completely out on my shell yet. And I Am Sue told me to loosen up a little bit. Like Yeah. So like, yeah, he's like, oh, you need to loosen up a little bit, man.
Like, just relax, bro.
Just relax. Yeah, so that's one story with I Am Sue that I had. It's cool ass dude.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's cool ass dude. And still the same cat too.
Mhm.
Fame didn't change him.
So, being around all that, like with your brothers and his homies, like making beats and rapping, like did that, as well as I guess your dad DJing, did that help you kind of want to be more of a producer as well, or was that did that kind of come in later, or like did they happen simultaneously? I guess.
The producing came much later.
Mm.
Like high school, in high school, had got FL Studio
Okay.
or Fruity Loops, right?
Yep.
And the crazy thing about that is, you know, I got a little bit of money of my own, and I bought that. And forever, I have the license for that program because it's a lifetime,
Yep.
like lifetime license. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I didn't really took beats seriously, so it was just the software collecting, like a lot of I wouldn't say dust because it was it wasn't not physical,
Right.
but it was not being used.
Hmm.
And about I would say 2014 was when I actually started making beats. So I actually been making beats not consistently for like 6 years,
Mm.
but then I stopped here and there, but real solid though for 2 years, like real like dedicated to it. I was making beats for 2 years, dedicated.
Nice.
So, and I've been making beats with the drummer of Grand National.
Hmm.
So I've been working with him. Well, they have more than one drummer, but
Right.
my guy calls himself Drum Raider. That's my guy right there. That's the bro. But um yeah, so pretty much I like making beats, but it's also I like working with collaborating with other producers,
Hmm.
you know, just to get another aesthetic, another kind of textural sound.
Right. Makes sense. I mean, because sometimes you kind of get locked into your own world, thinking that this is exactly what you want without necessarily seeing what else is out there. So
Right, right, right.
definitely having that extra input and just another collaborator, I can see them helping out quite a bit. With the what was it, the so you said you got Fruit Loops back in high school and you just kind of let it sit there. Did you just happen to buy it because like you thought you wanted to do it back then, or?
Yeah, so I happened to because I had the demo version, and
Mm.
I really liked the program because it was like it was easy. And in demo version, you can't save,
Yeah.
and it only plays what you made like a certain amount of time. I
Hmm.
forgot the amount of time that it gave you when it plays whatever you made, and then you can save. So it was kind of like, okay, you have to have the full version, and I didn't really want it to get a legal copy of it,
Right.
you know, because I already had a legal copy of another program, and I was like, well,
Right. You don't want to. You don't want to get
yeah,
caught up in that if you if you don't have to.
right.
So another question I had, I guess just still regarding, like, kind of going back to how you got into music. Um, right when you started rapping and like as you're growing up, like what sort of music like influenced you and um, I guess influenced your style and what were you listening to other than the locals, of course.
Um, so my inspirations came from LL Cool J, um, Nas, Hove. I don't really rap fast, but Twista's in there.
Hmm.
Um, then another one is Lupe Fiasco. Was listening to a lot of Lupe Fiasco.
Hmm.
Was listening to a lot of Taylor Cooley, Mos Def. One of my favorite songs, and I still play it, is Miss Fat Booty.
Hmm.
So I always play that song. Like I was bumping that. I bumped that song like 5 times today. Not even like I'm not even kidding. Like and
I don't blame you. It's a it's a good song.
yeah,
So it sounds like you kind of had a bit of a variety.
yeah,
Um, a lot of the I guess East Coast legends, and then also like some of the more conscious cats as well.
yeah. And and I really, really got a love for R&B and pop.
Mm.
So like I really love like contemporary R&B.
Okay.
Yeah. So like that's why I like songs like Late Night kind of fits that kind of mode, even though
Mm.
I'm not technically singing.
Yeah, it's got that the whole vibe to it for sure. I mean that I've like listening back to your last album, Less is More, like that same sort of deal. Like I found little pockets of that where it wasn't like full on R&B, but like you can kind of tell like the influence was there.
Yeah, yeah. I love R&B, especially the old R&B where they were really singing and singing.
Hmm.
I like the Genuines, the Tanks, Aaliyah,
Hmm.
you know, just Tyrese,
Right.
112, Jagged Edge, um, just all those kind of sounds.
Right. The kind of the R&B sound of the 90s, early
Yeah.
2000s.
And I like some of the people today. Like one of
Mm.
them's from out here. Love Kehlani's music.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Most definitely. I actually like Summer Walker's music.
Hmm.
Summer Walker's dope. Another person's dope. I like Blast. Blast, he's fire. Um, just
Yeah. And I mean, now that we're kind of on the topic of newer artists, like seeing how, like, I guess, I mean, things have obviously changed over the years, like in terms of music,
right.
and like, how do you think that's like affected your style and in terms of like music and also just releasing music? Because I know everyone, like, not even that long ago, maybe 5 6 years ago, there was more of a focus on putting out like full albums where everything kind of makes sense together. But nowadays it's kind of shifted more towards like, oh, what can get the most streams? Like, is that something that you kind of keep in mind when you're working on your project as well, or are you more focused on the like full project like as a whole?
Um, Basically, what me and my associate Method, not Method Man, but Method. Basically, we talk about this. He does my graphics and stuff. We talk about, okay, so we drop songs and we do these videos. So we try to figure out, okay, we're gonna do these singles as singles and see if they fit together as a project.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, like I'm Great does have is a song I did with um, Karina, aka Outrageous Karina, and that was one of the records that I didn't shoot a video for. I plan to. It's been out. It's been out. It was the first song I dropped, and it
Yeah.
wasn't like from the project, but it wasn't like it was going to be part of the project originally.
Mm.
That was going to be like a loosey goosey kind of
Nice.
thing. And then I was like, okay, well, it actually fits for what I'm trying to do. Like, it fits the good, bad, and ugly theme that I was going for. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep it there.
Mm-hmm.
So like the same thing with Bet on Me and Late Night, all different topics, but it all fit for what I was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have a semi concept, but not 100% concept
Okay.
project. But it's like, okay, so like how many songs are on the project, and put like the songs that resonate well at the beginning, or like the song that seems like it's a like an intro at the beginning. So it's like two different worlds. So it's like, okay, I was gonna put "Oh, I'm Great" as the first song, but then I switched over to, okay, if this is a full project, we're gonna have the actual Good, Bad, and Ugly song as the intro.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, sequencing is a huge thing for sure, especially like because I mean, it sounds like you're not really necessarily trying to chase streams. It's more like you want to put the art out. So like you don't want to just kind of throw stuff and not worry about where it's placed in the album.
Yeah, it's because like the artists that I listen to,
Hmm.
they don't do like single type releases like that.
Right.
They focus on like the overall project. Like, currently I mess with a lot of Freddie Gibbs music.
Hmm.
He doesn't do singles like that.
Right.
And
And whatever
you
singles he
know,
does put out are just kind of loosies, like you
right.
like you're
And
alluding to.
the same thing with Griselda. They just put good product out.
Yeah.
Uh, Also, what else I've been listening to? JID.
Hmm.
It's one of my favorite artists of today. Like, it's a great artist. Um, a lot of his albums are, his projects been really thought out.
Oh yeah.
Especially the last one he put out before they dropped that compilation album. It was
Hmm.
Crew Village, which that's a great project too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to see like yeah, we have these artists who are putting out I guess things just to get streams, but also there's still artists who are putting out music for the music itself. And like they want to put something out there that's I don't want to say meaningful because that makes everything else sound negative, but like there's more of a reason to it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, one artist that do release a lot of songs, but he's been doing that ever since he was trying to get um, on the mainstream scene is Russ. You
Yeah.
know, Russ, but he drops a lot of songs, but overall, he makes good to me. He makes good music.
Yeah, he's pretty solid for sure.
Yeah, so like I have no problem with as long as the music is good.
Hmm.
I really don't care how the artist like drops it. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's good, it gets my attention. I like loose songs. I like full projects. I like them both.
Nice.
They both have their place.
For sure. For sure. Now moving into your project, the good, the bad, the ugly. We kind of touched on it how it sounded like you had a semi concept to it. Is it something where we're gonna get a little bit of each part, like the good, the bad, and the ugly, or is it all gonna be kind of like like a whole storm of a mix of all three of them?
Um, Basically, if you saw my video "Bet on Me,"
Mm-hmm.
um, that's kind of like fits the bad and ugly kind of theme, where I had the myself in a rough situation, and at the end, I get smacked.
Yeah.
I get smacked, and we ran through that a bunch of times, right? And then she smacked me hard by accident. And she smacked me hard by accident. She apologized and everything. I said, okay, like, look, okay, my eye hurts a little bit, but let me see the footage. You know what? Keep that.
That was the one. I know when I saw that too, I was like, "Ooh."
Like, that was not supposed to happen. That was an accident. But it was legit.
That
You
worked
know,
out there.
it was legit. So that fits on the bad, ugly, the good. Stuff like late night.
Mm,
You know,
sure. Like the more
or even Out of Place fits for that good too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I was just pulling up the singles again. Like, Out of Place, I could like, if we're to go with Late Night being in the good, I can see Out of Place being in there too.
Yeah.
With the album too, though. Like, what sort? I mean, we're getting the singles on it, of course, right? Like, those are already like we established that those are gonna be on there.
Yeah.
But
All those songs are on there. Yeah.
okay. But like, are those tracks kind of indicative of what we're going to be hearing on the project as well, like for the other songs?
Uh, yeah, for the most part, yes.
Okay,
Yeah. Like,
cool. And I guess like when you came out or came up with the title and like the idea for this project, like how did the well first how did the title come in to mind, but also what what sort of songs did you like kind of go into like what yeah like what sort of songs did you have in mind like when you were trying to create it for that album, or did the album title come afterwards?
the album title came actually when the first shelter place thing happened.
Okay.
Yeah, so it happened right in that March of 2020.
Okay.
I wrote like half of this album during that time. Like I wrote like half of it during that first March and
Oh wow.
April. So so half of that album was written during that time, and then other songs were like added, like were written like later on in
Okay.
the year. But yeah, like half of it was like I'm Great was, you know, written that month. Bet on Me was written in that month. You know, Out of Place was written later. Late Night was actually written later too.
Hmm.
But like a good majority of the project was written
Uh,
in 2020.
yeah, I can imagine. A lot of time. But so I guess then so the title came from just being in the shelter in place, or was it
Yeah,
something
because
else?
I have a song on a project where I talk about I mentioned a couple things about it. Like I have a couple songs on there, like the song. There's a song called "Damage" that talks about the things being canceled
Hmm.
in a couple bars, and then there's a song called dang, a sound joint, and a sound joint. I mentioned being locked in the home,
Mm.
which is interesting. I'll let you hear that song, so you know what it's about. But
Right.
it's about someone that inspired me. So
Okay.
I'll let you find out who it is.
I see for sure. Now,
Yeah.
damn, I just had something, but I lost it. My bad. The damn, I lost what I was gonna say. Let's see. I think it was something to do with the project again. Well, it'll come back to me, I'm sure. Uh, so this project also has been. I mean, like you said, you started writing in March of 2020, and that's where the majority of it came out. And oh, that now I remember what I was gonna say. I was always curious to see like how different artists would handle the whole shelter in place, and like kind of what music would come up out of that, because for the longest time like everyone was just kind of stuck in the house. So I imagined like a lot of our creative people out there, they're like, well, I got to do something. So I'm definitely excited to hear that track especially, but also of course the rest of the album. um I guess going from that, like, do you feel like music has kind of like the way you approach music and like how this album was come about and like the release for it, has that been affected at all by all of 2020 basically?
Actually, yes.
Hmm.
Been scrambling, trying to figure out, okay, when I'm gonna shoot these videos, because a lot of these 3 videos that I had, um, I actually wrote the ideas out
Hmm.
of each of those videos, and they were like 80% went the way I wanted to.
Oh.
Slight things happen,
Hmm.
which is no big deal, but like 80% of it went, especially like late night, that was 80%
Hmm.
went my way. Outplace was like about 90. Bet on Me was like 100. like that. And
You gotta get at least one.
it was the circumstances that you can't control. Sometimes,
Right.
things happen, things come up, and some people can't show up because family emergencies and stuff like that. So can't
Right.
really control that, but it is what it is.
Hmm. And all these videos all came out this year, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
all 3 of them. They
Hmm.
all came out this year.
So I mean, I imagine you also kind of had to push that back a little bit just because of everything being mostly closed down last year, or did the ideas come later on?
Um, the late night video was actually planned um in 2020.
Mm.
That one was planned in 2020 for sure.
Okay. And then the other ones just kind of as well, yeah, because you said the other ones were recorded or the songs were done later on, anyways, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so makes sense.
Yeah, late night was actually like the idea was written in like winter of 2020.
Okay. Oh, okay. Nice.
Right? Yeah, the video idea was written in 2020 winter.
Are you planning on doing some sort of tour or some shows for this album as well?
Um, yeah, we're trying to get some things rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, yeah, we're trying to get some things rolling.
For sure.
Hopefully, we'll get on stage with a couple of songs. I know, like, I'm great. I'm great would be good on stage. Bet on Me would be good on stage. Late night would be great with a live band.
Mm.
Yeah, late night would be perfect with a live band.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it'd be really dope if you incorporated some of like what happens in the videos too, like onto the stage show. Like it'd be interesting, like to see how that would work.
Yeah, that's actually interesting.
Um, yeah, I mean, with the album, is there anything else that we should be like on the lookout for or keep in mind while listening to it?
Uh, Basically, I would expect a few more videos out of this project.
Okay,
A few more videos. I'm not sure which songs, but
right,
it's like a few more videos.
for sure.
Yeah.
But then
Trying to
when
do as much videos from this as I can.
right, but like for the people who are gonna go into this album fresh without having listening to any of the singles or watched any of the videos, is there something that they should at least be keeping in the back of their head while listening to it, or should they just go in with an empty mind, or what would you
Uh,
recommend for them?
I would basically say just be prepared for various different sounds. Some of the beats, like I was saying in one of my posts, some of the beats may seem like there's a lot going on in it, but that's the thing is that's on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That's on purpose. Um, Actually, the intro track Good, Bad, Ugly has a lot going on.
Mhm. I mean,
Like,
given the title, it makes sense.
yeah, so yeah, that track, yeah, so that was on purpose. And the last track on the project is that beat's like really stripped down.
Mm.
It's a very stripped down, and it's more. So I have a guy on there. The song's called Survive,
Mm.
and it's featuring a singer um, named Troy Tyler.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is Troy Tyler. Um, I'll give you information on him whenever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Another song is like I have a song called Heart and Soul,
Mm.
which is featuring a friend of mine. Um, his name is Tony G, the artist,
Mm.
believe that's his artist name.
Nice.
Okay, and then basically that's on the only features I got over here is Tony G, Troy Tyler, and Karina.
Mm. So people are definitely going to be hearing a lot of you and a lot from you. I'm guessing
Yes, yes.
that. So definitely, I think for a lot of listeners that'd be interesting, especially like given the title, given the circumstances in which a lot of it was written. But I think what we want to get at is go into it with an open mind. Like especially with the different sort of sounds that you're talking about that's on there.
Yep, there's all kinds of different stuff on here. There's the boom bap, there's the trap, there's the G funk. That's
You got a nice variety.
and then there's the contemporary R&B kind of vibe on there too.
Yeah,
That's all there.
that's what's up. Well, I think that's about all I've got in terms of questions. Unless there's anything else that you want the people to know, any sort of sorry, my dog's barking. Any sort of shout outs you want to do, anything you want to promote.
I want to give a shout out to Grand National, Drum Raider, my boy Method, um, Karina. Basically Troy Tyler, Tony G, everybody that helped with that project. No, without those people, this project probably wouldn't even occurred because Drum Raider did help out with some production on Good Bad Ugly.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so another shout out I like to give is wait a minute. Dude that produced on Great. Oh gosh, Leotis. Oh gosh, Leotis. I do a lot of real remixes on his
Mm-hmm.
IG when he's making beats and stuff. And like I love his beats.
Yeah.
So I love his beats. So like I will always rap to his beats. And I always will, when I don't want to make the beats, I'll probably hit him up, get some beats on some exclusive.
Right.
He
You know what you're gonna
produced
get with him.
he produced I'm Great, and he also produced a song called Heart and Soul.
Okay,
He made those two beats.
for sure.
He also did, I believe, he co-produced "Damage" with a dude uh, by the name of Awesome Beats.
Mm.
I think he spells it OYSM.
Okay.
I think, yeah, that's what I think. Um. Oh yeah, I'm forgetting a person.
Mm.
Um, Lalo. Um, Lalo that's my boy. He produced a song called "Leave My World" and "Out My Way."
Okay. Dope. So You got a lot of a lot of producer help, and I mean, you obviously produced a couple of tracks as well. So
Yeah, so I made the beats for Good, Bad, Ugly, Bet on Me, Out of Place, and Late Night, and a sound joint, and also Survive.
nice. Well, that I guess that's all I've got. Everyone listening, everyone watching, make sure you check out The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, dropping on October 7th. If you're watching this after the fact, hopefully you gain some insight into the album and a little bit of insight into AlbySound. If not, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. um, but yeah, no, thank you so much for joining me. This was a very insightful conversation. Definitely interesting to hear about the process and a little bit of the album before I get to hear it myself. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
But for sure, I'll definitely give you my thoughts on it when it comes out. And yeah, I look forward to it.
All right.
All right, thank you. Have a or stay safe.
You too.
See you.